All right, here we go. Make sure everything is up and running. All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan. This is Neomustangs, and this is my weekly live stream. We usually try to live stream about 8 o'clock on Sundays, and I apologize I'm a little bit late today. I didn't think I was going to get it in, to be honest with you, but nonetheless, welcome to the channel. We don't have much of a top 10 or much of a tech like focused stream coming up, but there are some things that I do want to talk about, and maybe you guys can join in and enjoy that conversation as well. So focus. Anyways, so what do we have going on? Well, this weekend next weekend we have Ford Takeover coming in. We're heading down to Tennessee to go to the Foxcast Media's event. If you guys not sure what that's all about, Jackson, Tennessee. Look it up on Facebook. Ford Takeover though, for sure. So we're kind of crunch time right now. We got a lot of things going on that behind the scenes here with the shop and the business and with the Foxbodies getting them ready and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. We'll talk about that here in a minute. What's up? It's like the first 4 chat guys are all our club members. So guys, I really want to, big shout to my club members that are here, today, 650 Motors. That's my guy Edgar out there in California. If you guys want to check he actually just started a channel. So make sure you guys go check out his channel. He's doing a lot of Foxbody content for the most part, trying to. He's doing well. And he's also got, he also does a lot of Instagram, etc. So I've always given him a shout out because 650 deserves it. He works hard. He's a Foxbody only for the most part garage out there in San Francisco Bay. So appreciate you stopping in, my man. California, representing California out there. What's up, Superfly? What's up, Treetop Tom? King's Auto Speed. Like, again, guys, the guys in green are my members. It's the join button below if you guys are curious about that. It's a, it's a reoccurring between $2 and $20 that you guys can support the channel, and helps me to go to events. Like I get to go to 4 events this year to meet some of you guys and have some fun. And it just all the money stays in the channel, and it's appreciated. So FTO is going to be a blast. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. So again, we're about head to we got a lot of things that we got to do this week to kind of get ready. I got some stuff on order. My white car, I didn't even realize. If you guys seen the video yesterday. What's up, Bill Pace? What's up, Sean? I went from green to yellow. Why that's me. What? Oh, you talking about the icon next to your name? I think it naturally changes the longer you're a member. I think the red is the top. With the top icon, if I'm correct, gold, red. I don't remember what I said. I have to go back and check them out. I hope to make it there. Me and Dan, both in Ohio. Okay. Are you taking both cars? No. So, that kind of brings me to the, to the topic kind of the evening. It's not really a top 10, and I apologize. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to actually be able to stream next week because the, Ford Takeover for me is 10 to 11 hours driving. So, we don't plan on being in a rush on Sunday morning to leave, and there'd be no way I could probably stream in time. So I won't be able to, I'll be able to stream this week. We're going to miss next week, but I might pick up an extra stream during the week. It has, the views have actually been kind of low on YouTube lately. And I think that goes for all of us. So I think I might end up, doing a little extra live streaming during the week when I miss it. So it'd be kind of cool. What's going on, Paul? What's up? What's up, Jason at Rear Foxbody Addicts? It's good to see everybody. Ohio here. Ohio. Okay, so the icon means that you're subscribers. Yeah. So what did we do yesterday? I have a video coming out tomorrow. It's called The Sad Truth. And to be honest with you, it talks a little bit about, some of the things, some of the woes of being a YouTuber in like, with the, race car doing street car doing race car shit. The stuff that just kind of, some people are interested in it and some people aren't. And it seems like it's kind of like moving away from all that. It used to be, you could put up a good video with racing and get, a good amount of views or whatever. But I don't think people care a lot about that anymore for the most part. you know, we do got some cool videos in our locked in our Rolodex of notepad of you know, ideas that we want to come up with. But you know, that's definitely you know, something that we'll be looking forward to with the, you know, with that video tomorrow. But you know, I got the Mustang versus Dino Jet. I don't even know how to even approach that video, to be honest with you. It's kind of a tough video to make because, you know, you don't want to discredit either dyno, because dynos are just a tool for, you know, for tuning. And, you know, the way my video is kind of aimed, you know, one way or the other, it'll be pretty exciting to begin with. But, you know, we got a lot of videos we got to put out yet, but it's just been time, man. I just haven't had a lot of time. Shaking down my cars constantly at the track. Love the racing content, but the street car stuff's always cool too. Yeah, I get it. I like adding that Draggy. I added that Draggy to all my racing videos. I'm gonna be honest with you. My racing videos have come, you know, my track videos have come, you know, such a different transition of when I used to do them. Before it was like, you know, a lot like a straight up vlog, but now it's like I can get you on like 4 different angles, one outside the car, one inside the car. You know, I can get you on the Draggy. It's kind of cool, man. And I don't even have my Sandy, which is cousin Paul's wife. She usually videos too and gives me a little bit of footage or whatever. So stock speed density power router. What do you mean? Hey, bro, glad to see you live. Absolutely love your videos, man. I appreciate that, Reptile Hutch. I appreciate that a lot. Not me, man. Here for the race stuff, man. I appreciate that, Paul. Guys, I just look. My cars are just street cars doing race car shit. Like, what's up, Handle Motorsports? It's good to see you. I apologize, guys. It, you know, it does that. I don't know why. Sometimes it'll do it two times in a row, and then it'll be fine for the rest of the live stream. So I noticed you pull more launch G's than my corner G's. It'll catch up here in a second. Hold on a second. If I'm fuzzy, if that doesn't fix itself, I don't know. My internet's terrible. Anyways, give me a second. Oh, look, it's starting to focus again. I noticed you pull. Okay, so great taunt. I appreciate that, SN95. So Handle Motorsports is in the house. It is my one of my sponsors. So I want to give a good shout out to him too. All your content is dope, man. But I love your tech stuff. Yeah, the tech stuff's not going to stop. We got Cadillac brakes we're putting on this. We got a roof we're going to weld onto a car. I mean, the tech stuff's not going to stop. You know, we're actually about to do a major change here very, very shortly. We're going to actually kind of flip the script a little bit for the channel. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, it's like I was saying just a minute ago. It's really challenging to get a street car to act like a race car and a street car, and it's not something that's easy to do, and it's something that I've been, you know, attempting to do for many years, and I don't even really know if it's paying off as, you know, content on the channel anymore for the most part. That's why I kind of want to make like a dedicated like race car with that create a coupe, weld a hatch back, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I don't know. I mean, and then what? You know, I take all my big boy parts out of this. I don't know. Neo, I'm bringing you something at FTU. Okay. But getting a street car, you know, and that's what a street car, race car, and don't project car, you know, just drive it. You know, my cars are never going to be the fastest car on the track. I never said I was going to be the fastest car on the track. You know, if I can get my, you know, my street cars to go fast, I'm happy. I have fun with them. You know, I'm playing around with the Draggy, which is really cool. It's insane how accurate that thing really is. The 60 foot on the Draggy is definitely not accurate. It's definitely always, and it's not a, it's not a secret that it's not, accurate or whatever, but, anyway, how did the track go this weekend? It went pretty good. We're going to actually release the videos tomorrow, where we talk about Foxbody, streetcar, making it's a challenge to make that stuff, make a full weight streetcar go, fast or whatever. So you're doing a hell of a job. I appreciate it, Bill. Are there any adjustments for the Draggy? What do you mean by adjustments? I don't think, like, as far as like the 60 foot and the Draggy itself, no. I think it's a satellite signal, and that's it. Like I said, the 60 foot, if you look at all my Draggys, the 60 foot's off by, what is it? Five like hundredths. I mean, if I ran like it'll say on the Draggy, I ran like a 150, 260 foot, but it's really like a 140 or a 139. It's off a good hundredth or is that right? In the 60, but it always has an accurate like 3/30, eighth, and quarter mile. So it's pretty cool. I learn every day from you, man. I appreciate that, Bill. You can't complain, compensate for the rollout. That's correct. The satellite can't compensate for the rollout, especially on a 60 foot. But every time I put that thing on my roof, it's probably within a hundredth. Like if I ran a 58 this past weekend, and it showed that I ran a 57.9, and it showed on the Draggy I ran a 58.2. I mean, that's like 300ths. That's crazy accurate. Anyway, it takes the satellites to catch up. That's correct. What's up, Brian Allen? So we are headed to Ford Takeover this week. We had a really cool Unchained video last week where we talked about. I had Brutal on stream, and I think we had Foxcast Caleb here. We talked a lot about Ford Takeover. Matter of fact, Caleb just had a really good video he brought out. I think it was Friday. Excuse me. Where he talked about all the things that are going to happen at Ford Takeover. And really, guys, I mean, if you were going to come to an event, like Mustang Week was cool, but we're losing that. Foxtoberfest is really cool, but it's a car show event. So does have a dyno, but lots and lots and lots and lots of Fox bodies. So many Fox bodies that it'd take you 2 days to go through them all. And that's awesome. Whereas Ford Takeover kind of has a mix of all of it. And that's what kind of makes the event a little unique. Is it has a cruise, well, multiple ones. It has a cruise in. You got a little bit of swap meet starting, but you got the track, and you got the dyno, and the meet and greets. So it's almost kind of, it's a little bit of a different, whereas like the Foxtoberfest is kind of like a chill, just enjoy. I look forward to stuff like that because I don't have to go out there and track my car or whatever, or change everything up. Whereas Ford Takeovers kind of can do it all. You can dyno, you can track, you can hang out with people, meet your subscribers, say hello. You know what I mean? Drive, brake, repair. You're right. Anyways, that's definitely something that if you guys get an opportunity, if Caleb continues to do Ford Takeover, I mean, let's get through the 2022 one. If he continues to rock the Ford Takeover, which takes a lot of effort. I mean, you got to consider, you got to give him hats off to Caleb. I mean, it takes a lot of effort to set something up like that, in money and time and in resources, and to have him to still drop videos I mean, that says something about his, intuition with Fox bodies. I mean, he just, hats off to him. So, and he's not the only one that's put on an event that's a content creator that you guys know, like Blue Oval Media, hats off to him as well. He put on that Chicago one last year. That was the annual, that's not annual, but the first one. I can't think of the name right now, but it was the first one that he did, and it went off with a blast. I had a great time in Chicago. First time I got to eat some pizza. You know what I mean? I got to eat some Chicago deep dish pizza, bro. It was good stuff. I don't eat pizza, man, but that stuff was good. What's up, Wasted Wages, Mercury Man? So if you guys have something you want to talk about here in tech-wise, project-wise, or you got any questions with Foxbodies, I always, even after the live stream, you know, I'm always answering comments. There's always something to talk about when it comes to Foxbodies. If you guys have any questions about tech or whatever, I'm never not going to help in some sort of comments below or whatever. So anyways, but yeah, you know, the whole part of this live stream is, you know, street car, race car, you know, just get your car off jack stands. I mean, we're at a point, it's the sad truth about, it's now June 5th. We're all halfway through the year. And for some of us, North Hemisphere or whatever the hell that's called, you know, we don't have a lot of time. Like, I'm about to do a major transplant with my Foxbodies, or just, you know, just transplant like engines. And, you know, I'm about to get crazy with some of this shit. It's just going to be off. I'm going to be so busy, you know, transplanting one engine into another engine and changing this engine and changing that engine. And it's just going to be insane work. And I don't know if you know, I know that I don't want my car sitting there like for no reason, just sitting there on jack stands. I can't have that. What's up, Jason Fields? It's good to see you, my man. What PCM are you using? I am using an A9L on Moats Quarter Horse. I've been using, both my cars have been mid nines. This one's been, my white car's been low nines. This one's been mid nines on all out. A9L Moats Quarter Horse. But anyways, I gotta stick with what I preach, though. You know, I gotta preach the fact that, you know, I can't spend a lot of time watching my car, you know, sit there not running. I have meticulously made this engine and this engine in my white car, like, and I'm not here to talk about my cars. I'm just saying, you know, I want to go 890s. I've never been 890s. I've been close a handful of times, and, you know, and that kind of required taking some of my interior out at an event. You know, I will, light as might, so I will take some stuff out to go a little bit faster if I have to. But again, they're just street cars doing race car shit, and I keep talking about that. And I got this monster turbo kit sitting over here on the shelf, and with that new turbo that's coming in, which you guys are yet to see yet. And I know, guys, I get it. It's you know, not something that's nobody. If you follow the channel and you follow the content and you enjoy what I do with my cars, you'll enjoy this stuff. So, damn, didn't know I had a free ticket to a gun show. Doofy. Treetop Tom, I went to BP 347 with Sniper EFI or similar. Can I leave my stock computer in to control the electronics? And that's not a question that I can answer. I'm not real familiar with the crossover with Sniper. I just finished a 5-look swap, went down to a little rabbit hole. Told you, it happens every time. But you know what? If you ain't got the money, put it all together. You could always take it back apart another day. With but the car is indeed now off the jack stand. Still needs my finish. Listen, send it. Like, again, we're at June 5th, and we're sitting here halfway through the year. You know, outside of family, money, and work, you know, which is pretty much 90% of our time. You got to make a game plan. You got to write it down. Like, you know, when you're trying to make when you're trying to get stuff done on your Foxbody, you got to write it down, man. Like, I don't really need to write it down because I'll actually do videos. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like writing it down. So the best way to accomplish something is to tell yourself you're going to do it, right? Like, I'm going to change my head gasket. I blew a head gasket. Like, all right, well, today I'm going to get the valve cover off, the intake off, and get all the rockers off. And then tomorrow I got my, you know, family event. You know, it could be a baseball game or a basketball game, whatever. Well, Wednesday I'm going to go ahead and take, you know, the cylinder head and all the studs out and whatever. So the point I'm trying to make is there's no need to waste time. Like, get your car done, get your car off the jack stands, and enjoy it, because nothing is worse than staring at a trophy that ain't finished yet. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can't. That's why doing the transplant with the engines is going to be like something that, you know, and I kind of gave up the idea of what I'm actually going to be doing. But, you know, you guys kind of already knew that was coming. The 363 really needs to not be in this car. It needs to really be in the white car. It's more safe. I can go faster in the white car. It's got more safety equipment, etc. But Jason Fields, off topic, can I put an airbag steering wheel in an 89 with a tilt? Or you have to change the column, I'm pretty sure, to be honest with you, Jason. I don't even think the wheel will work or look right. I've seen 87, 89 tilts in a 90, 93. So you know what? I've never seen it backwards like that. Landon, I pulled my car in over the winter to rebuild the engine and started repairing my strut towers. My OCD kicked in and I'm still down the rabbit hole. Engine is done and ready, still finishing the repair. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, some of that big stuff is terrible. Like rust repair is a rabbit hole in itself, because you could literally spend 100 hours fixing a strut tower, fixing a frame rail, fixing a floor pan. It's ridiculous. And it just gets to the point that it's just overwhelming. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed with these Foxbodies trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's the problem we have in this day and age, is everyone sees the ticky-tacky and the snappy chatties and all the silly ass stuff that we got on our phone now. And you see these guys running 7s and you see these guys 699s, stick shift. You know, there's no way I'm ever going to compete with that. Ever going to compete that. And I'm okay with that. Like, my car's not pretty. My car's kind of fast, but it's mine and I like it. You see what I mean? And that's the approach I have for all my Foxbodies that I drive. I am not interested in trying to chase that number. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, it's gotten to the point to where, you know, I know what I wanted to run when I started messing with Foxbodies. You know, getting into the 9s themselves has been something of a major challenge for me. You know, I got my buddy Mike, my Mustang Mike, he's always telling me, dude, if you took the seats out and you took the interior out, put a Kirky seat in it, take your heater box out, your car would probably run 890s. And I'm like, that's not the point. That's not my car at that point. It's not my build. You see what I mean? I switch my street wheels, put my slicks on, go out there, make a hit, have some fun with it. You know what I mean? It's my car. So, like, again, and that's the approach I preach to you guys every week. That's the approach we have with Foxbodies on this channel. They're not the prettiest. They're not the fastest. But, damn it, I love my Foxbody, and this is the way we're going to build it. See what I mean? I purposely built both of these cars to run 950s. Purposely. There's a 950 index in the 3-pedal throwdown that we are part of, which you guys know about. You've seen the sticker. So that is the one I wanted to control. 950s alone are hard to control in a street car, period. But I purposely put a smaller turbo on both of my motors that should be running bigger turbos for a reason. You see what I mean? So I'm preaching at y'all tonight because, listen, my car has this is original paint. I got chip here. Let me tell you what. I got. Anybody got this door thing coming off right here? Look at my handle. Look at it. I got a little spot right here of chip paint that's starting to get rusted. I got that scratch right here where that stupid rod doesn't have any felt on it anymore. But my car ain't pretty, man. My car ain't pretty at all. But to me it is. You know what I'm saying? So. And I know you guys feel me on this. I know you guys are feeling me on this because it's like, looks pretty good though. I get made fun of with my stickers all the time. So let me just back up here. Jason Fields, man, I appreciate your $9.99 super chat guy. You know, Jason Fields is one of our top donators to the channel on live chat, and I really appreciate it, Jason. If you need anything, you know, hit me up in the comments. SN95 Garage, Canada. I appreciate the super chat as well, guy. Welcome to, I don't think I've ever seen, I've seen him on the channel a couple times. Haven't seen you in a while, huh? So exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, Superfly. What you do, like we're getting to the point to where, like I said, you know, I go through it too. I do it too. I get on the Instagram-y and, and the not Snappy Chatty, but I get on the TikTok, well, not really, Facebook Reels, and I see these badass cars, man. They got, I look at some of these cars and just say, man, like when I see a car that's super, super, super nice, like I just think the first thing I think to myself is, damn, that car's got to have a lot of maintenance. It's like having a Foxbody that's super, super awesome and meticulously built legitimately reminds me of having a really hot wife and how much maintenance like having that all entails. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's got to be tiresome. Like this winter is Vortex time. I could buy it now, but then I'll want to do it for the summer. Summertime is drive time. And that's exactly the whole thing I'm talking about. It's Foxbody life, man. Let me tell you what. I seen an old guy down at the car show today, because I sponsor my local car show. And there was a bunch of old cars there, etc., whatever. And he come up to me and he's like, man, because I had mine and Cousin Paul's car, because Cousin Paul's car and Sandy's car, which they're here in the chat, they have a Grabber Blue LX, which we painted here in the shop. And it looks, dude, I didn't put a finger on that car. I talked about this in my other live chat. It was in my thumbnail last week. I didn't lay a finger on that. So shout out to Cousin Paul, because Cousin Paul he did all that work in a non-heated garage, a door that probably didn't even close, if I remember correctly, in the middle of the winter in Ohio. And him and Sandy did every piece and every bolt in that car. I mean, the engine and transmission wasn't messed with, so he just took the driveline from one to the other, but like meticulous. Like to the point to where they're driving it around and they're kind of shaking the car down a little bit. We got to get some better tires in the back, but there's a lot of little things that you can do to your car once you get it rolling. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm kind of, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's not the fastest car. It's not the prettiest car, but it's their car. You see what I mean? That's what we preach here. No, man, my car basically a full restoration necessary. Luckily, I'm a body guy. So yes, so there's something to be said about guys. Like, what is your obsession when it comes to Foxbodies? That'd actually be a good video, to be honest with you. Are you a body guy? Are you an engine guy? Are you a race guy? Are you a body man that does all the, what is your meticulous, what is it that you got to have on your car to be perfect? My cars have to run right. My cars have to be faster than the next one was, or the previous one was. You see what I'm saying? So I will sacrifice, well, it's still got to look nice. And I still got to actually like it. Like my wheels got to look right. My paint's got to look right, but it doesn't have to look perfect. You know what I mean? Like I said, I get made fun of with my stickers all the time. All my stickers every sticker on my car is a sponsor or something that I had to run with to actually run at an event. And if it's still on my car, then it means I placed or I won at that event. You see what I mean? So is it time to take those stickers off? Probably, but it is what it is. What else we got here? Chris. I was talking to him earlier in the week about clutches for my drag car. Yeah, I mean, you talking about me? I think I was talking to somebody about RXT. On the topic, you mean something like a New Edge that looks and feels like an SLM and top tier stuff. Foxbodies are like a hot wife. So they don't whine back. That's correct. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Stance, exactly. So that's a good one. Put it up in chat. What is we talk about Foxbodies all the time. We talk about it on the channel. You guys see it. I think that's one of the issues with the views is we've gotten to the point where we're so spoiled with 15 and 30 seconds on Instagram Reels and on Facebook Reels of Foxbodies, because that's all I look at. And you just swipe and you swipe and you swipe and you swipe and you look and you look and you like and you look and you like. And we have so much information coming in that, we kind of get away from like what we like as Foxbody people. And then when people, the content that we bring to you, if you're not interested in that, then you just won't watch it. So it's kind of like, it's getting to the point to where social media is kind of making a shift. So hopefully that does change, and it probably will, and it won't go away. But, in this one, for me, like SN95 Garage right here, Stance, drivability, and power. Now, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to balance. You know, like my buddy Mike says, you know, if it's cheap, it ain't fast, but it's reliable. Or either it's like pick three. You know, here's your three options. Pick two. You can't have all three. But stance and drivability is a tough one, and it depends on what the power level is what I meant by that. So. Built by Tay. Build what you got because the weather changes every day. And by the time you get the damn thing off the jack stands, I feel that, man. It's already too late. It's fall's coming. Weather's changing. Listen, I know the guys in the South are a little different. They got different weather patterns. But from what I know and what's on my channel is we have to deal with we have to deal with real spring and real fall that gets chilly and cold. Really bad. I do wish I was in the South, to be honest with you, because then I could do Foxbody. I think they only shut down the track for like a month down there. It's nice and warm for the most part, or stays moderate. That's a better word to use. What's the fastest you went with E7 heads? We never really tried to push too much. I think I went 1089 on Project Hot Wheels. We didn't have a cage in that car. It was a full weight car. 3,300 pounds. So I think we went 1089. I don't know. Cousin Paul can chime in. 1092 at 130, 129. We had a Moach Court Horse A9L chip, which we still have the chip and the tune. I mean, I have all my old tunes, but we made like 478, 520 wheel on a bone stock, on a stock motor intake to pan with a turbo kit on, which we rebuilt on the channel, which is one of my good videos I got. What's up, Fat Boy Fox? Good to see you, my man. Engine, sound, and stance. Okay, so engine meaning like size of engine or the way it looks. This is actually would be a great, a great video, to be honest with you. What's your passion? I'm just looking into good and bringing some fun into the Foxbody world, racing, cruising. Shout out to Smurfit. Like I said, she is Cousin Paul, and you see the Smurf mobile there in her SIG. I think you guys can see it wherever it's at. I think I'm pointing there. Whatever. Is that the right spot? Anyways, like I said, I didn't put a finger on their car as far as like, fixing and helping it. And that was all her and him. So it just goes to show you how much Cousin Paul and Sandy know about Fox bodies. They know a lot. But what's up, Mustang guy? Ford guy, Mike, what up? MSD box or stock? Paul says 1089. Yeah, I think I went at 1089 with E7 heads with a small turbo that I built here in the garage. And our goal is, listen, like Dad's car ain't no joke, dude. I am gonna run a 1099 in Dad's car or blow the motor up. I'm gonna run a 1099 in Dad's car on a speed density computer. I can't say no tuning because, to be honest with you, the 24s aren't going to be good enough for me to get into the 10s. So I'm going to have to go with 30s or 42s. Now, I can get away with the computer on 19s and 24s, and the 24s make the car run a little rich. There's no way I can put 30s or 42s in there without actually half tuning the car up to, zero vacuum. Does that make any sense to some people? But we're still going to try. If the car's not too rich, I may crank the boost up on the speed density and see how fast Dad's car go. But we got to get the stance right. We got issues. We got an alignment issue with Dad's car. We got a springs in the front issue with Dad's car. And I'd really like to put it up on a tubular K-member because the K-member is just not in the best shape. Stock under that hood. So she's pretty much done. Diesel is just way too expensive. Yes. You talking about bringing it to Smurfit. You have the car. Okay, so they have the car done. It's just in order for them to come to FTO with that car, Cousin Paul and Sandy would have to use one of my diesel trucks. And I told them, I was like, if you want to take a car, you got to at least pay for the diesel. And they had no problem. They're just not in the cards right now. How does it feel to run radials on the street? Do they soften up on this? No. So radials are just a Band-Aid for hard tire. like I got a G2s, I got Nitto G2s. I think they're 180 tread wear. They're a great tire on the black car here, the G2 behind me. But I had to buy some Nitto R2s, which is I think a 000 compound. And what happens is when you get one of the serious issues I have with both of my white and my black car, which both make 700 plus, is the tire just balls up, and it like gets mad at the road. You can feel it like dig into the pavement. It's buckling the tire over. So the nice thing about a drag radial is it'll actually take the absorption and still be able to maintain a little bit of traction, but at the sacrifice of you're not driving that thing in the rain. I mean, if you're going to drive it in the rain, you need to be very careful. Whereas the G2s behind me, and this is a video that I'm probably going to make, G2 versus the R2, is the G2 behind me has enough traction, and it also works out really well in the rain. So rain, aka weather, cold, whatever. I don't drive them in the snow, but it was a little chilly at Foxtoberfest when we went. I've got a 5.0 SN95 thing, does all right, low 11s. There you go. What Pro Charger you got? For me, I don't even count body paint. It's expected because of what I do. I like to drag the car. Want to maximize the stock bottom end GT40 setup. I have just to do it. Racing is the passion. Yeah, so that's the way it is for me as well. Racing is my passion, to make my street cars act like race cars, but actually still are street cars. I don't know. That's a tough topic for me. I had a speed density car, switch to Terminator X. Now I can do anything I want. Totally worth it. No, I get that. I got a couple Terminator X's over on a shelf here that we, luckily still have. But to be honest with you guys, I've been 950s with A9L in this and A9L on my white car. Binary editor and modes corridors on a tuner that knows what he's doing. It's still good. I'm telling you, it's still good. I mean, if you don't believe me, the proof's in the pudding behind me, and the proof's in the videos and the Draggies on Instagram and Facebook. If you follow Neomustangs, which you should. If you're not on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, we do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of content in the membership. Like I said, the little join button below, I put up a lot of stuff in the membership tab that a lot of people don't see. I got the G2 as well. Worked great with stock. Yeah, so it's at some point your car's going to take over the tire, and that's the problem that I'm having right now with my white car. Is my even on a 28 slick, my white car is overpowering my slick, and I have a really good race car, street car setup in the rear axle and the control arms of my white car, but it's still not enough. Like, no matter what shock setting I put it on, I mean, having double adjustables may help it a little bit. But, dude, I'm on rear G. Those are the original factory GT springs I have in my white car, which I love to drag race on. And the stance is a little high in the back, but it's just so I could cover the 28 or whatever. But we've been messing with the having a new tire. You have to go through some of the shock settings again. And, if you watched my last video, my buddy Mike, I never knew that the bump steer was that. I thought my tie rods were good, being that I had SN95 spindles on it. But my tie rods weren't level with the ground. And I was like, duh. I'm like, no wonder I'm steering left and right at 140 plus, 130 plus. Well, it's going like this. And I'm like, why is it doing that? It doesn't make any sense. It does that past the 8th mile. And my buddy Mike, he's like, dude, it's your bump steer. And I'm like, bump what? I was like, I don't need a bump steer. And he showed me. He's just like, because he's got the ability to kind of bring the car up and weigh it and do whatever. And he noticed when he put the weight down on it that my tie rods were sticking up. So it's pretty cool. The hardest part me is finding anyone to tune the factory computer stuff. Dude, Leach Motorsports. Listen, I tune. My buddy Dave Dulkey, the mad scientist, tunes. We do a lot of tuning. And if you're looking for a remote tune, I know that Matt, it's Matt? I think it's Matt at Leach Motorsports does do remote tuning, and he's actually really good at it. So he does put stuff on Instagram and put stuff on Facebook. He shows, some of his customers. I think he just put one up today or yesterday of a guy just doing a massive burnout, man, on a car he just tuned. I'm telling you, A9L and quarter horse work. Like the main thing about your computer is you got to follow the channel here, because the main thing about your computer is a ticking time bomb, because the computer is going to go bad. Like it's a ticking time bomb because of the capacitors inside of the computer start to go bad. Here, I'll show you. So I think I gotta bring this with me. So this is one of my A9Ps that I have. Yeah, this is one of my A9Ps. I'll show y'all. What's up, Mikey? I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you appreciating that, even though like 800 people watched it. It's kind of a video I threw together at the last second. But you know what? Sometimes you got to look at your friends, bro, and you got to be like, I'm at a loss. I don't know why this is doing what it's doing. So, King Cars. I'm about to get into 88 T-Bird and usable, drivable. Nice. GT40Y. Is that the GT40Y? Is that the Marine head? Neo, I got my Fox running. Now the engine has a knock. So I'm looking for another 2.3 until I get my stuff for a V8 because I need everything. Well, I have a 2.0. There's like 3 of them on the ground out here. 8 plug or 4 plug. You can have it. I went to the Terminator X also, but still have speed density, ECU, and A9L sitting on the shelf. So we didn't change the one because I didn't need it. But you can see the capacitors. I don't want to break them. This capacitor here. You guys see that? See that black one? Let's do that. There we go. That's better. I can try to do this. See this black one right here? It's usually blue. That's one. That's the main culprit right there. There is another one in here. I'm trying to touch it here. See that? See that one right there? And then there's one right here. But this one didn't get changed. This is what they're supposed to look like. This one didn't get changed because I didn't mess with it. But it doesn't look like it's bleeding. So, yeah. Wow. Gas money, bro. Can you split it with Brutal? He ain't been live, so I can't give it. Yeah, for sure. I will definitely do that, man. It's super appreciated, Mike. You know I'll split that with him. You know, YouTube will take their 30%, but I'll split it with him. He'll appreciate that. I'll make sure I tell him tonight when I talk to him, if I get a chance to. Huge shout, Mike. Appreciate that. So this is what happens with the computers for the most part. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is we know the Terminator X is kind of on its way out for the most part, but it's not, but it is, but whatever. There never was a problem with tuning. It's just Terminator X kind of made it easier and more user-friendly because it was kind of a self-learning system. Some of my buddies told me that, you know, the one thing is you got to have multiple tunes, because if you go to the track a lot like I do, and you street drive a lot like I do, the computer will kind of be going back and forth with settings. And I don't know how true that is for people who track their street cars like I do. So I don't know if there's an actual setting that I can change to take the adaptive learning off or something. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into it. I don't think they're Marine heads. I got them years ago. I think GT40Y heads are, could be wrong. Yeah, I know there's a fee. Just split that, whatever you get. Dude, I'll get it. I can send it to him right now. I'll let him know. I'll let him know after the stream. You're welcome, man. I appreciate you supporting the channel, Mike. You always do real well with that. I do appreciate that. Do you think they're going to replace the Terminator X with Foxbody with new kit? No. Not at all. And guys, if you were curious about wanting to support the channel, again, we got the join button below. We got a merch shelf, and you can Snapchat. You can live chat and live sticker here, which these guys have done. So, you know, big shout to Jason Fields, SN95 Garage, and of course Mike, which I'm going to split half of that with Brutal because That's what he asked me to do. So appreciate that. Anyways, Donnie B can actually, answer that question. Matter of fact, Donnie B is actually here. If you guys don't know who Donnie B is Anderson Ford Motorsports, one of their lead somethings managers. He is the one that was with Brutal the last couple of weeks with the camshaft stuff. And he's talks a little bit about Terminator X, but you could turn off the learn feature, drastically lower the percentage of the system will change. So there's your question. A matter of fact, I think that if I remember correctly, I think Donnie B was telling me that the Terminator X, the 937F is the Foxbody kit, but you can still get most of that kit, but there's some things you can't get. So that kit's gone, and unfortunately, we can no longer get it. So whatever. I don't know if we can get them or not, whatever. But I know that the actual I think it's 937F is no longer available. Let's put it that way. For those who, I'm pretty sure I can say that for those who have the kit, I think there are some replacement harnesses if one of them goes wrong. But the point I'm trying to make is, the old school stuff, if you take care of your stuff, there's traces inside here that you can actually, you can actually fix if there's an issue. As a matter of fact, I have an A9L. Where did I put that thing at? Let me see if I can find it. You know what? I think I put it all back together. But there was a trace that we fixed on, there's a trace we fixed on my A9L. They still basically have the Terminator kit for Foxbody. You just have to buy the right. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's some of that missing. So, it's no longer an option as a piece, one piece. And there's a reason for it. Correct. Just universal motor kits now. However, we are going to be bringing it back for Foxbodies. So that's between Donnie B and Holly, in Anderson Ford Motorsports. If something happens with that, I will definitely let somebody know here on my channel. But I thought it was a great kit. I thought it was a great idea. It really, really helped the enthusiasts who didn't. What's the biggest problem we have as Foxbody enthusiasts when it comes to putting miles on our car is tuning. And there's a lot of good tuners that won't remote tune. And I'm pretty sure Matt at Leach Motorsports has a long list of people that he's got to tune remotely because, he's sponsored, not sponsored, but, he's part of Brutal's channel. He's helped Brutal remotely, and he's helped a number of other customers. So I definitely can say that. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to have to search that down. Whereas you could just research, you can just research stuff on the Terminator X and it'll self-learn. But any thoughts, opinions on the Mega Squirt PNP? I won't touch a Mega or a Micro Squirt. There's nothing wrong with them. They work, but that's not my thing. Jim and Will, hey, sorry I'm late. Have you seen new EFI intakes for 415 opening top? I think that really help up too. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, a dealership local to me says they're hiring. Good job on this channel, bro. And you are going to be racing at Norwalk. I'm not racing this weekend at Norwalk. If you're talking about the NMRA, I would love to do the stick shift stuff and go over there and see my buddy Mike Niehaus and go over there and watch his car just rip the track up. And, a handful of other friends of mine, Tyler, and just have some fun, some good stick shift fun. But Ford Takeover is a predominant over NMRA. I didn't have a really good experience with NMRA last year, stick shift. I'm not afraid to say that. Definitely had an issue. And, they pretty much, I'm not even really interested in that anymore. It used to be cool back in the day. Matter of fact, I got 3 stick shift trophies sitting over there from that event. I got to cut out early. Real good one. Man, I appreciate you coming in, Jason. Dude, I appreciate your super chat of $10 supporting the channel, man. That'll go to Diesel getting what is that? 20 miles of diesel to get towards Ford Takeover, because diesel's expensive, man. I appreciate that. Hey, Steven, not anytime soon, unfortunately. So he must be talking about any discount codes coming up? Nope. Where's a good place to buy an aluminum drive shaft? I think Donnie B at Anderson Photo Motorsports sells that. Does he sell the aluminum drive shafts? Or Hanlon Motorsports? What am I talking about? Hanlon in the house, too. Maybe we usually haven't gotten confirmation on Black Friday yet. Okay. So, you know, what are we talking about here? So, you know, tomorrow's video is going to be, I'm going to show you what happened on Saturday, which some of you guys have already seen it that's on Instagram. It's a real struggle. I mean, you know, the Foxbodies nowadays, to get them tuned, to get them, to get them to go A to B, to get them off the jack stands is just a challenge anymore. And it's like, guys, I want you to don't give up. If you got to put, I shouldn't be saying this, but if you got to put E7s on a stroker motor just to get it running because you can't find no heads, do it. We're about to make a budget stock bottom end 351 out of some parts that we've had laying around the shop for a while. I think that'll be some cool content. What are we going to do with the motor? I'm not real sure. But I got some cylinder heads that I ain't seen in a long time, some old school stuff. You know, we got that 351 bottom end that came out of the 408. You remember we made that a stroker motor. So I got a new 351 possibly coming, an FE block this time. It'll be pretty cool. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I can do. I'm running out of cars to do it with. Finally got mine going, and I'm going to sell the turbo car so I can concentrate. Listen, I get that all the time, Mike. Like, they look at me and say, why are you focusing? My buddy Mike tells me that all the time. He's like, you're silly. He's like, why you put all this money in this car? You put all this money in this car. If you just took both of these cars and made one car, it would be like a low 8, mid 8 second car, stick shift, full weight, full interior. You probably have all this other stuff going on with a coupe. And I got to have more than one car. You ever get to that point you look at one car and you're just like, well, I'm just going to park it for now. And you look at another Foxbody, you're like, I'd drive that. You see what I mean? That's kind of what I did today. I didn't want to pull the white car out of the trailer. It already had its wheels and wing back on it. I could have it's in street form, changed it to tune. I was going to pull it out of the trailer and have some fun with it. But I was like, you know what? I'll drive the black car today. Donnie B, can you PM me, please? What hand did it say? I didn't see him. So yeah, it's crunch time. So we got to get the bump steer kit on the white car. Hopefully, the way the weather looks as it sits right now, I'm gonna look it up right now. What did I look at last time? Jackson, Tennessee. The way the weather looks this weekend, we have about a 50% thunderstorm chance in Friday. I got a little bit maybe on Wednesday, but the week Saturday and Sunday, Thursday looks amazing. We might catch a little bit of rain on Friday. You know how that is. Neo, make one full drag in the other street only. Well, I try to do that, and it just goes from one extreme to the other. I don't know if I can do that. I just don't. I really think the coupe that we make, it's not going to be perfect anyways. So wouldn't that, I got a whole cage sitting right there, which some of you guys might have seen it. It's not chrome moly, whatever, but if we're successful actually welding a coupe roof onto a hatchback and it actually be square and level, I'm going to make that a really lightweight car, and I'm going to do something with it. We talked about doing a 460, and I was looking forward to getting a 460 from, I think it was TJ, a guy on the channel, but he ended up having some issues getting the Chocolate Fox, so I didn't get a chance to get a 460 there. I think Broken Tool Garage, he's one of my members, has some EFI stuff for me for a 460, so I'm going to go ahead and snag that up from him. I'm pretty sure this weekend, maybe. But Hanlon, is he still in here? Where's the best place to sell a Foxbody? I have two that run and drive. Probably Facebook Marketplace is a good start. There's a lot of different, areas. I would probably start with Facebook Marketplace. George F., is there a spot you can hook up oil feed for turbo that's not near oil pressure sensor? The back of the block has a feed, but not on all of them. Is that right? Well, you having an issue with that? Your turbo technically doesn't need a lot of oil. I'm going to be honest with you, George. It doesn't technically need to be overwhelmed with oil. So I got an odd problem. SN95. It's a 94 with a 302. Brand new drive shaft steel, rebuilt, bigger U-joints. So like what? The 1330s? 1350s. Bad vibration at 90 trans mount. Brand new. Why did you put bigger U-joints in it? If it's a stock Bondman 302, you shouldn't have 1350s in there. I mean, I run 1350s on my white car, but I only have 1330 in the back of this one, and it makes 700 wheel. Why would you change that, Jeff? Is there a spot you can hook up? Oh, wait, he already asked that. 24 PSI down the track. What's 24 PSI at 6,800? Your turbo or the car? Landon, I have a vibration from 60 to 75. It started after I changed from stock gears to 355s. What could cause that? Make sure you check your drive shaft bolts. Your opinion drive shaft bolts, to be honest with you, Landon. Yeah. A lot of people put the drive shaft in, think they're tight, and they just back out. You got to Loctite them. I Loctite every drive shaft bolt, period. Red Loctite. I can still get it off if I have to. Changed pump, pickup, checked bearings, manual gauge, oil pressure is 24 at 6,800. That's a lot of oil. That's a lot of oil clearance. Run a thicker oil, Jeff or George. You're gonna have to. That's not bad oil pressure, but if you didn't have 24 in the beginning when the motor was fresh, then that means your bearings are starting to beat up. Starting to get oil clearance issues. It could be your cam bearings, it could be your main bearings, your rod bearings, it could be any of them. But if they start getting out of tolerance or start getting egg-shaped from load or tuning or whatever, that's would be my first inclination. I've tore motors apart because of that. I had the drive shaft rebuilt. That's what he did. He put big 1350s in a stock 302. The best thing to do, Jeff, is just to go get you a stock drive shaft from somebody. You can get one local or on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and switch drive shafts and see if the vibration changes. Mustang guy, Neil, are you coming down I-65 or I-40 onto FTO? I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea. Whatever GPS tells me. I do 50 SAE, and they all look brand new and haven't changed spec. I mean, how much oil clearance are you running on that? I mean, I only run about 2,000 clearance on all my motors. 2.5. See, I don't want to run 2.5. It's too big. It's too big of a thou. Because I mean, you figure if you can beat the snot out of the motor, it's going to probably beat another quarter to a half a thou into the bearing anyway. But I run tri-metals, so I don't worry about it too much. Again, guys, if you guys got questions, hit me up. Tech questions, hit me up. We're about an hour in. We're going to go about another 15 minutes or so. Mike, if you're still here in the channel, I'll make sure I'll call Brutal after. I'm sure he'll appreciate because, I can PayPal him. Because I share when he comes in the channel, you guys all know I share my monetization with him. So I think that's a pretty heads up thing. So you got 2.5 thou. If your car was parked for a while, you could have flat spots in the tires. It's possible. Jeff S. Thought about it. I got bent ones here from clutch dumps. Send it, bro. Let me know if you can bring a 2.3. I'll meet up with you in Kentucky. I can't bring a 2.3 with me. I'm way down a lot. I got a lot of other stuff I'm bringing with me. I'm probably going to end up having to carry some of Hanlon. I'm leaving my options open because I'm going to possibly have to carry some of Hanlon Motorsports gear back because he wants to bring a handful of TKXs. If you guys are interested in getting a TKX, he'll probably have some there to sell. But I told him that if the weight's too much, that we can throw some in my trailer and in my back of my truck, and we can just drop ship from here to his customer. What's up, Gennaro? It's good to see you. Ain't seen you in a while. Shred Mike, what up? Yeah, I figured you could either PayPal him or give it to him. Yeah, I'll just PayPal him. It's free. Man, I appreciate that, Mike. That was big, bro. Shred Mike, I'm an Ohio boy as well, born in Youngstown. All right. Youngstown, that's where I graduated college at. Vibration could also be from worn tail shaft bushing in the back of the trans. That's correct. But normally, if a vibration came from the worn tail shaft bushing in the back of your trans, you usually would get a nice, you would usually get a nice leak as well. So, question: if I drills hole in my new AccuFab throttle body, will it stop whistling? Probably. There should be a hole in there anyways. See, some people swear by that. You talk about the weep hole on the blade. Some people swear by no weep hole. I always have one. And it probably will stop whistling. Neil, I keep failing emissions tested with stock 302 SN95 except for B-cam. Cold air intake and full exhaust at 13 degrees. 2 new cats, a new EGR valve, and now getting an insufficient fuel cell. If you have a possibility of getting a stock H pipe, which they're out of control for money wise, but if you could possibly get your fingers on a stock H pipe, you probably would pass emissions. I'm not even going to lie to you. These new cats probably aren't the best cats. So can't wait to get some passes in without the 30s and FMU. Upgrading to 60s this week in Terminator X. Nice. I'm going to just send it. I checked logs from last year, was 22 PSI down the track at most. Yeah, I mean, your motor's probably just running loose, George. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think I would have ran 2.5 thou as a bearing clearance, though. But that's what I was thinking about doing next. Is I got one for sale. So, yes. Anyways, so what do we have coming up this week for? I got a video from Saturday that I'm going to be posting tomorrow, I think. I posted video. I started posting on Tuesdays and Thursdays with some of my videos, and it didn't seem to really hit too well. I do want to maybe stay on that path, but then I have to post something on Saturday, and it's trying to stay to the 3 videos and a live stream every week, but it's really tough. So I do like my shorts, though. Shorts are pretty easy, and I like it. Dang, I'm late to the party. Nah, you're not late at all, brother. I remember picking up stock. Man, you couldn't give stock H-pipes. I remember punching holes out of the cats. Like all the expensive platinum and stuff that's in them. I remember gutting them. It's stupid. At what compression would you do a rebuild at? Like probably 10-1. 10-1's my goal. Stock 302 would be hard to get to 10-1, but if you deck the block and flip the pistons, you could probably squeeze 9 3/4 out of it. 9.75. But yeah, we got what we did at the track on Saturday, and I got some real talk in this video. It's not going to be, hey, we made this pass, this is what we did. It's going to be some real talk going on in that video. But I'm trying to do the Mustang dyno. I definitely won't be able to do a video for the most part on Friday, but we might sneak something in if I get time to do it from FTO, something cheap and easy, a couple minutes or whatever. But I definitely won't be able to live stream next week, which sucks. I was looking forward to that. But, 11-hour drive and on Sunday is going to not be easy. It's already a tough one. What did Treetop Tom say? Did a little burnout the other day. Ran good till I got stoplight and puttered and died. Bump started. Ran good for a minute and started puttering again in fourth. Sits and fires right up. Something happened. What'd you do? Did it burn out the other day till I got it to stoplight. It puttered and died before bump started it and ran for a minute and started puttering again. It's like riddles, bro. Y'all be bringing me Foxbody riddles. Maybe you gave it too much shit and maybe the fuel pump. What's your fuel pressure? Check your fuel pressure. Companies are advertising on your channel. Flip the pistons as in their backwards. Companies are advertising on your channel. What do you mean? What would you do first, rear gear or engine work? Cam, GT40, take rear gears. Look, I did a video about it. There's an actual such thing as like seat of the pants dyno, boys. Like legitimately, gears are going to be your if you're looking for that acceleration, that going around a corner, getting, shit and get, you guys all know what I'm talking about. Then, gears are probably one of the first things you should probably do. Engine, as far as engine work is concerned, probably go right into, heads cam intake. Listen, stay with 19s. You don't need no damn injector until you, put aluminum heads on. You don't even need it then, depending on what head you have. Yep, that's a good one. TFI module. It's got to be something in the spark or the fuel. Consider that. Fuel pump. If it's pumping good, it's got good fuel pressure, then you go on to the next thing. Well, what about spark? What's up, Slow Fox 89? Good to see you, brother. Building a trampoline. I remember those days. I do remember those days. Those hooks towards the end. Remember those hooks? Pulling that last spring out. About pulled my shoulder out a couple times. You got to get rid of them, Big Fox 302. You got to get rid of them. You talk about the heart-shaped cylinders. The E6 cylinders were terrible. I mean, who sits in a Ford meeting in 1984 or 5, whenever they thought of this, and legitimately says that an E6 head was a good idea? Like, it was such a bad idea that in 87, they were like, well, we ain't got no time to be building on no damn heads. We're just going to stick the truck heads on. And that's exactly what they did. Because they wanted to put the GT40 head on because it was built in their late 80s. And they actually ended up doing some special stuff with GT40 with the SAACs. And the Ronnie Sox build had that special GT40 head. Anyway, legitimately, they had this badass short block with forged pistons. And they were like, we are not putting that E6 head on this motor. Like, somebody got the memo. And in 87, they were like, well, what are we going to do? They were like, well, we got all these truck heads. Let's just stick the E7TE heads on. That's probably what happened. I mean, we're talking about Ford, and they talk, we're talking about, them about replacing the Mustang with, I don't even know what that thing was called. What was that, a probe? I mean, that must be, the probe idea must have been the same guy that came up with the E6 heads. Let's blame that guy. Neil, what's a 255 pump stock line's good for on booster car? You can get away to about 400. I'd start thinking about replacing that pump and wiring it at about 400. All right, Paul, it's good to see you, man. I appreciate you coming in, my guy. Yep, I don't fear 410s all the way. See, we were going to put 410s in a white car like in the last video we just did, but, we were doing some calculations on it. The same guy that made the Explorer. Yeah, I don't know what they was doing, man. That's exactly it. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous. All right, so we're about an hour and 10 minutes in. We've got about another 5 minutes, guys, and then we're going to probably head out. Again, I won't be able to live chat or live stream. I'm not going to do it down there in Tennessee. I won't get a chance to do that next week, so I do apologize. But I will be coming out the box with a good. We're gonna have a killer live stream 2 weeks from now. We'll come up with some top 10, top 5 stuff that you guys like to talk about. We'll talk a little bit about FTO, what happened, and whatever. So, again, all the all the super chats, the super stickers, all my guys in green, my reoccurring memberships, guys, you guys just rock, man. Let me tell you what, all this money that I get from, any of the money that I get from YouTube, definitely goes to these events, especially with the diesel stuff. So, and it stays into the channel. So we are talking about doing a giveaway for July 4th. I haven't really mentioned a whole lot about it just yet, but I do have a couple sponsors on board. I may get one together at the last minute, and I do super apologize for not letting everybody know in advance. But if I do pop one at the end of the month, I will let you guys know, and we'll have some fire. We'll have some time. Chris Gordner, dude, I appreciate the $20 super chat, man. Donation towards the channel. You have been also one that has donated towards the channel quite a bit. So shout out to you, my guy. We'll talk about that at the end. Like the necklace. Yeah, let me tell you what, bro. This necklace is really important to me. It's on this cheap ass chain, and there's a reason for it. This was we won the Super Bowl one year, a couple years actually, when I was coaching in football. And, this is the chain that the ring was on for the coaches. And this is something else that's got like a little prayer thing on it. Pretty cool. Appreciate that though, Mason. King Cars, T-Bird, E7 HO, 90-pound injectors. I'll run much better. Work with flat tops. Have fun at FTO. We aren't going to make it. Be safe, man. Mike, I appreciate you, guy. Hit me up on Facebook or Instagram if you need something. Neomustangs at Hotmail, that. Best clutch cable factory replacement, and go. Adjustable SN95 cable. Let me explain. The best Foxbody adjustable cable is a Ford Racing or a Steeda, one that Handler Motorsports sells. If you really want a good cable, get an SN95 cable, and there's a reason why. If you get an SN95 cable, it's about 10 inches longer than a Fox cable, and it's the same damn cable. The bracket's different, but if you know clutch cables, you can pop the little metal bracket off, pop it back on, and it don't mean a damn thing. But the nice thing about the 10-inch extra length on the Foxbody cable is if you have big headers or you have a turbo kit, you can wrap, it's got a nice loop that goes back to the bell housing. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but it seems like the Foxbody cables are just getting shorter and shorter every day. So like you have to like kind of crunch it around the turbo and move it up around the rack. You guys know what I'm talking about. SN95, 9495, SN95 clutch cable. Put your Foxbody bracket on it, clip it on, tighten it down with some pliers. You can take me later. Your content is worth the donations and membership. Man, that's a big thanks there, NJC, man. I do appreciate it. Yep, away from the headers. If you look in this car, SN95 cable. You look at my white car, SN95 cable. I wrap them too so the heat doesn't soak them. You guys have to understand that your clutch will melt. Your clutch cable will melt inside. If you got it too close to a header, you got it too close to anything, a heat source. Hell, if the engine's too hot. So the best thing to do is you're going to do a clutch cable swap and you're trying to do the adjuster, the quadrant and the cable, get the SN95 cable and wrap it. Spend the extra couple dollars. You guys know what I'm talking about. The DEI with the Velcro, like legit, and some zip ties. So the Velcro doesn't come off. It's not going to come off anyways, but just get the one that's just like an inch round or whatever. You wrap your whole cable in the DEI heat shield, zip tie, clip. Your clutch cable will probably never melt. What's up, Mike? Going to Thompson on Wednesday, coming up now. That's open. Might see you there. Actually, we're not going to be there. If we go to Thompson on Wednesday, it's going to be probably with Dad's car because I do want to go there. But I got to make sure that I got all my FTO stuff in order before I go. Lewis, got mine off the jack stands. That's what I'm talking about. Have been doing local test drives here and there and having fun. Ain't perfect. Dude, my cars ain't the fastest. My cars ain't the prettiest. But damn, I love them. And I enjoy beating the crap out of them. And fix, break, repeat. Yes, I have had many melt and break. It sucks at the track winning. Right. So if you want longevity on a clutch cable and you want a good cable that you can kind of grow into, get a good quality brand. Ford Racing. I've had luck with Steeda. I've had luck with a number of good quality. The cheap ones, kind of stick away from. You know, you pay for quality. It's probably all made by the same company, but it's probably some, it's probably different material. It's like, that's the cheap guys. This is the quality stuff. But anyways, you get a good cable, get one that's made for an SN95, switch your bracket, heat wrap it. You probably won't have any issues with it for a long time. Don't ever get auto parts kit. Yeah, I don't even buy anything from AutoZone. I mean, nothing. Gaskets, good ones. Yeah, I had one. Okay. Fat Boy Fox, what do you say? MJ. Okay. So, all right. A couple more minutes and we're going to head out. You guys got any tech questions? Want to hit me with real quick? Let me know. You guys got any questions for the channel? What's upcoming? What are we going to do with this, that, or the other? Do you guys really want me to take that motor apart that I got from Facebook? I mean, is that a real interesting video? Like, it's probably just stock, but I mean, I could clickbait it and make it like a big deal. I don't think I've ever tore a motor apart. I did tear one motor apart that was a 347. The guy didn't know. I think it happened like once out of like 1,000 engines. But I will tear it apart because I know people were asking about it. Ford Racing and accompany it with a motorsports firewall. Yeah. So, I mean, just buy good, buy right, or buy twice. An old racer told me that many, many years ago. But yeah, I mean, I'll do a video on that engine, just taking it apart. I got to take it apart anyways. I got some pistons I got to get ready for a customer. What should my fueling be on pump gas 93? It says 14 pounds. What should I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mike, by fueling, and which is 14 pounds. 500-ish horsepower, 355 gears with TKX. Is a 28 slick going to be too tall? No. The TKX depends on what gear it is, but no. Let me tell you why, SN95. We run a TKX 327 first with a 355 in the back of this car. And we do really well with it. I run a 355 in my white car with a 297 T56. And I feel like I don't have enough gear. This one feels perfect. So if you have a TKX, it's the 327 gear, you're set. Buy once, cry once. That shit is so good. Dylan, that's awesome. Am I still selling the 408 Windsor? Yes. I have to give first dibs to David Willis first if he doesn't buy it. But the 408 that's actually in my white car, for those of you who are going to watch this later, will be for sale soon. Ish. I'm not real sure. It depends on what you need with it or whatever, but if I sell it, it's going to be intake to oil pan. If you want the turbo kit with it, with the tune, it's not going to be cheap. Obviously, I got a lot of money and time and shakedown in that motor. Hell, the injectors were $1,400, but that motor makes steam and that motor's fast. You guys see that in my Draggies. Imagine that being in a lightweight coupe. If I had my 408 Windsor in a lighter weight coupe right now that was purposely built to be a lighter weight coupe, half street car, I'd probably be tickling 890s, even with a shitty 60-foot. 9.0s, 19s. What cam can I run in my 86 flat top Pistons 1-year production block? I probably wouldn't go any higher in the B cam. 14 pounds of boost. I'm asking about the AFR. On 14 pounds of boost, your AFR should be like 11.7 on pump gas. I would shoot for, if you can make it any richer than that, it would be fine. The key, Mike, is your load. your timing at your load peak. Bugs. So you got to be careful with the timing as you ramp in the load, because your car is going to ramp in the load right up to about 46 hundo. Okay, you're going to be at peak load. So you got to be careful with timing there. But a 93 pump gas, you can get away with it. Timing is everything. Don't go more than 16 total degrees, 14 pounds of boost. Just, 11.7 will be it. Oh, you got the 287 first gear. So 28s are going to be a little bit tall for a 355. I mean, you'll still get down the track, but I probably, if I had the 287 first gear TKX, I'd probably be at least 373, if not 410s. And that's what we talked about doing on my T56 with my white car. But I would say send it and see what happens. If you're trapping under 6,000 or like 5,500 at all out, then it's time for a gear change. Where can I get a Draggy? I don't even know. I just bought one off Amazon, I think. I don't know. Mustang Garage, what up? What up, Dan? Any updates on the hatch to notch build? We are actually going to be, after we do the transplant, which shouldn't take long. We're going to do a clutch swap because I promised Vengeance that I was going to do that. And we're going to be welding a coupe together. How much did I pay for the Draggy? $150. I had it on sale. Yeah, so you should check out Donnie B too at Anderson Ford Motorsports. He is a cam genius. So he can help you, and he knows what that engine's all about. So you tell him 86 heart chambers, because that's basically what the chamber looks like as a heart, and then he'll tell you. So anyways, guys, I got about 2 minutes left. I want a big shout out to Anderson Ford Motorsports for dropping in. Big shout out to Handler Motorsports, one of my sponsors. Obviously, Trick Flow and Mosier. Big shout out to those guys for being a dealer and a sponsor. Big shout out to Kevin Craig and the mad scientist over at TI Dyno, as that we are partners. Guys, it's just, and a huge shout out to my man, cousin Paul and Sandy, and they did really well on the old Smurfit build. So, yeah, need a T5 rebuild kit myself. Good luck. Ain't nobody got none. Yeah. Ain't nobody got any. Have a great week. Enjoy the FTO. So I will see most of you guys will have some merch. If you're going to FTO, we will definitely have merch. We'll have hats. We'll have T-shirts available. We will have those soon on our website. You also can reach me at Neomustangs at Hotmail. I can try to help you with a little bit of tech questions. I do also answer a lot of my comments. Guys, check out that join button below, man. Become a member today, so we can, we do chat a lot in members only, and it doesn't matter if it's the $2 or the $20 one. So, appreciate all my members, guys in greens with the little icons. You guys, you guys make the dream work. So outside of that, guys, I appreciate everyone for watching and listening to me ramble. I want to give a huge, huge shout out to Jason Fields again for his, donation to the channel. SN95 Garage for his donation to the channel. My man Chris coming in again on his donation to the channel, and Mike Straminsky for gas money for a takeover, which as soon as I get off the channel here, I'll give Brutal a shout and I'll take care of him, Mike, as he requested. But outside of that, guys, I appreciate everybody for coming in. I appreciate everyone for enjoying the chat. I will see you guys soon. I'll try to sneak in a live stream early next week so we can talk about FTO maybe. Probably be like a Monday or Tuesday, but I won't be able to definitely won't be able to do it a live stream next Saturday, or Sunday. So I'll see you guys soon in the videos this week. I appreciate everybody for watching the channel. See you soon. Thank you for joining.